We just received some huge bombshells leaked from Microsoft about what is upcoming for both Bethesda and Xbox. In this video, I want to cover specifically what is happening with Bethesda and get you caught up to date on future game releases that we could actually begin to see pretty soon. First and foremost, let's talk about the two games in the title because I'm sure that's what most of you guys are here for, but there are a few more surprises, so be sure to stick around until the end so that you hear about everything. Fallout 3 and Oblivion were just confirmed to have remasters on the way, with release dates sooner than I would have thought. The Oblivion rumor has been floating around for a while now, honestly, but a Fallout 3 remaster is completely out of left field. Fallout 3 is an awesome game that essentially modernized the franchise and makes me wonder what we could see from a remastered version. So I'll raise the question over to you guys. What would you like to see from a remastered Oblivion or Fallout 3? Updated graphics are of course a given, but are there any new systems from Skyrim, Fallout 4, or Starfield even that you'd like to see implemented in either of these games? For me personally, I would love to see both of these games remain relatively untouched, but with fighting mechanics brought to the modern age. For example, Starfield or Fallout 4 gunplay on Fallout 3 would be great to see for starters. Obviously, for a lot of people, this will raise the question as to if we'll ever get a Fallout New Vegas remaster, and all I can say is that if the Fallout 3 remaster sells well, I would say it's entirely possible that it could be in the pipeline as well. But speaking of that pipeline, let's take a look at the release schedule for Bethesda. And obviously this is probably out of date since it looks like it's before 2021, but if the lineup serves us correctly, we could begin to see the Oblivion remaster release as early as next year in 2024. This would mean that it becomes even more likely that I bet we see Fallout 3's remaster come out in 2025, with the Elder Scrolls 6 in 2026. I actually have covered what we might see from Elder Scrolls 6 in regards to a possible release date in a past video, so click the link in the description to go ahead and check that one out. And there's actually quite a bit more releases to cover, but before I do, I'll ask you guys to please hit that like button. Also, if you're part of the 99% of people who watch my videos and have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. We're growing super fast and I can't wait to continue to share videos with you guys. But with that out of the way, let's actually move on to another game that I made a video on recently. And you can of course find that in the description as well. That game being the Indiana Jones game. It was actually originally slotted in the financial year 2022 alongside the Oblivion remaster, which is crazy to think about how early these games should have came out versus where they are now. Alongside the Oblivion remaster and the Indiana Jones game, we should expect to see an ESO expansion and the Starfield DLC. So I personally believe that it makes perfect sense that we could see this game, at least the Indiana Jones game, released next year alongside that Oblivion remaster. Moving on to 2025, besides this obviously being where I believe the Fallout 3 remaster slots in, I also believe this could be the year for a new Doom game titled Doom Year Zero and Project Kestrel. There's also another codename called Project Platinum, which we don't know a ton about, but Project Kestrel, I believe, is referring to the new MMO that ZeniMax is working on. Could this be the long-awaited Star Wars MMO that's been rumored? God, I hope so. Last up, a huge year for 2026. This is actually going to be 2 years before the planned ending of this current console generation. At least that's according to Xbox. We could finally see Elder Scrolls 6 get released this year, so I guess that optimistic outlook seemed pretty correct after all. Lots of other things in this year as well, so you'd have to think this would be kind of a 2026 and beyond type situation. But previously mentioned Project Kestrel will be getting an expansion alongside a new licensed IP game, which sounds pretty interesting. I'm curious to see what that is. And ESO will also get another expansion, and maybe even its last. Furthermore, for actual games, how's Dishonored 3 sound? After the failure of Redfall, I really hope Arcane are given the green light to ditch that game and look forward to working on a game that better fits their strengths. But it is important to remember that this schedule likely came out quite a few years ago, again probably before 2021, and probably before Redfall was determined to be a complete dumpster fire. Whether or not the outcome of Redfall maybe prevented Microsoft from greenlighting Dishonored 3 is honestly beyond me, but I hope they just leave Redfall in the dust and just move on to the next project. Last up, Ghostwire Tokyo is looking to be getting a sequel. I've never actually played this one, but it's sitting at a strong 77 on OpenCritic, so I guess that's enough to continue the series. Let me know in the comments if you're a Ghostwire Tokyo fan and you're excited for the news. So how are you guys feeling about all of the leaks? I won't lie, even though these things are usually kept under wraps to hold the excitement until a trailer or something is released, this is nearly as good in generating the hype, so I cannot wait to hear more. If you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit that like button, but until the next video, I will catch you guys all later.